So let's take a look at, let's start moving to Tsar Alexander II. Take a look at some of his reforms after he becomes Tsar in 1855. So a little more liberal, emancipating all the serfs. Notice the time frame, 1861. Go back to your U.S. history. What happens in 18? What's happening around this time, and what's the movement of Abraham Lincoln to emancipate slaves, right? So clearly there was some world movements toward this. The result, just like the sharecroppers in the United States, you had a cheap source of labor for the factories. They start to industrialize. A new local government start to emerge. Now remember, Alexander II still autocratic, still some absolute ruler, but these Zemvos or councils at the provisional and county levels basically allowed for a little bit more local control, reforming some of the core, limiting the powers of the secret police, giving the press a little greater freedom. As we move forward, those are some things that some of the reforms that were made under Alexander II. If you're getting notes, you can obviously stop this or move on as necessary. Some radical groups, of course, start to emerge that might not be satisfied with some of the things going on in Russia. And this bubble starts late to mid 1800s, late to mid 19th century. Is nihilists, a group of middle class and intellectual revolutionaries, some populists that weren't happy with it. I think the reforms went far enough. A people's will group, a radical group who wanted to carry out terrorism. So the outcome was an attempt to assassinate government officials and the Tsar, and basically Alexander II was killed by a terrorist bomb, assassinated by a terrorist bomb by these People's Will group in 1881. By these radical groups who didn't think that his reforms were going far enough, and that was the problem. So next question: emancipation of the serfs benefited the Russian economy. Why? You can answer that on the pair deck, and then I'll come back with talking about the Tsars of Russia in just a moment.